Thank you very much, Ivan. Esteemed Mr. Georgi Ivanov, former President of the Republic of Macedonia, esteemed panelists, esteemed guests, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for the opportunity, just like last year, for this year, to be the first speaker and to welcome you to this significant topic, cultural diplomacy, that is becoming a more and more important link in our society and in the world, in politics, where more and more frequently limitations appear, economic interests, a shift in weight depending on global crisis. Culture remains that quiet yet powerful force that unites people. Cultural diplomacy represents the finest form of international communication, a bridge that stretches across differences, transcends borders, and creates new opportunities for understanding, cooperation, and lasting friendship among nations. It does not speak through declarations and treaties, but through symphonies, through works of art, through poetic voices and cultural gestures that touch the soul of every human being. And in times of challenges, it is precisely cultural exchange that can offer answers politics fails to find and to reveal the human face of a nation. Our culture is rich not only in its historical heritage, but also in its contemporary vitality. It is a living, aesthetically and symbolically charged organism that reflects the complex reality of a people who carry themselves with dignity among nations that might be greater in size or voice, but not in resolve. Art in all its forms, from literature, music and architecture to digital creation, theater and the new media, is slowly but surely becoming a tool of soft power, the kind of influence that does not impose itself but attracts. It conveys our system of values, our sensitivity, our commitment to peace and dignity. The American political scientist, diplomat, and Harvard professor, one of the most influential thinkers in the field of international relations, Joseph Nye, once observed that soft power arises from the attractiveness of our culture, political ideas and policies, rather than coercion. This means that every aspect of our cultural expression, every film, every performance, every musical work or design holds the potential to become an act of diplomacy, to open a door, to bridge a misunderstanding, and to build a connection. And within this tapestry, the biggest role play creative and industries, not as an isolated sector, but as an integral part of the contemporary cultural ecosystem. They represent a fusion of art and innovation, of identity and economy, of local rootedness and global mobility. Through them, our culture takes on new forms, reaches new markets, and engages new audiences. It is a culture that sustains itself, and a culture that speaks all the world's languages, yet remains distinctive and deeply its own. And when we speak of cultural diplomacy, we do not mean the simple export of tradition or folklore. It is about forging relationships grounded in shared human values. Cultural diplomacy is a subtle and reciprocal process of exchange, one in which authenticity is not diluted, but on the contrary, becomes a bridge to better understanding. It is not about self-promotion, but about sharing the essence of a people's identity, creativity and vision. Cultural diplomacy does not mean justifying ourselves to the world. It means offering a perspective, our perspective, in fact. And that is precisely why it is essential, not only for our external positioning, but also for our internal cohesion, for the sense of belonging, of purpose, and of future. And one of the most influential thinkers of the 20th century, Professor Edward Said, once noted, "Culture is a form of memory. It protects a human experience from oblivion." In the collective memory of us Macedonians, all layers of experience are etched. The pain that did not break us, the beauty that shaped us, the struggle that strengthened us, and the hope that guided us. These contrasts, deep, authentic, and ours, give our culture the voice to speak to the world. Not through artificial grandeur, but with credibility, dignity, and sincere humanity. This is why, when we present ourselves through art, music, literature, or performance, we do not do so merely to be seen. We do so to be understood, essentially, and to say, here we are, we exist, we feel, we create, we want to be part of the shared human tapestry. Over the years, Macedonia has built a distinctive cultural imprint on the international stage through close cooperation with UNESCO, the Council of Europe, and other relevant organizations such as the Francophonie, the Forum of Slavic Cultures, and the Alliance of Civilizations. From the Venice Biennale to international book fairs in Frankfurt, Paris, Leipzig, to the performances of our Macedonian opera and ballet, the National Philharmonic, the theaters, the traditional music and dance ensembles, our culture speaks the language of art, understood across the globe. Through events like the Days of Macedonian Culture in renowned European cultural centers and the long-standing observance of Macedonia in honor of Saint Cyril, our country positions itself as an active contributor to shaping Europe's cultural future. And of course, the cultural and information centers in global metropolises stand as a future proof that Macedonia not only preserves its tradition, but extends it with the voice of contemporarity and creative expression. Because cultural diplomacy is not a monologue, it is a dialogue between identities, and when it is conducted with sincerity and respect, it does not merely build bridges, it tears down the walls of ignorance and stereotypes. That is why, let me finish by saying, is that cultural diplomacy should not remain a marginal concept, but rather a central pillar of our foreign policy. Let artists not be seen merely as protagonists within cultural spaces, but as strategic partners in national development. Let creative expression be more than beauty. Let it be a bridge, a message, and a vision. In the world we live in, true power does not belong to the loudest voices, but to those who tell stories that reach deep into the hearts of people. Our voice is exactly that kind of voice. One that does not shout, but carries. It is the voice that does not contest, but enriches. This is the voice of Macedonian culture, a voice that speaks with dignity, stands tall, and builds bridges, not to escape, but to tell its story. So may the world hear us. Thank you.